Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It is Monday morning over here in cold Canada. Wakey, wakey. I've been awake for a few hours now. And I was thinking, what am I going to do for mindful or mindset Monday? So I've got some great new concepts well, they're not new, but concepts new to me that I want to share with you. Good morning to you. Thanks for watching. I'm going to share my screen in just a couple of seconds, but I want to know, where are you from? I know there's one person watching. Where are you viewing me from? Which part of the world? Because I'm wondering if I should say good morning or good afternoon. I'm going to be sharing my screen with you. There, I hope you could see that. It is Mindful Monday or Mindset Monday. I don't know why I want to say Mindful Monday. That's Wednesday. Wednesday wellness. Anyways, it's all good. So listen up. I've got a couple of things that I want to share, things that I learned over on the weekend. I saw this next thing coming up on group, and I thought I've got to share this because it kind of changes your whole perspective on life when you think about this. So here it is. Look, I'm trying to share it with you now. There. So I'm wondering, what do you think of this? I'm wondering, let me see if I could share it in a different way. That way you might be able to see it a lot better. The idea of how often, now I want you to be thinking about this. How often do you say, what the heck, we only live once, right? What the heck, we only live once. I've heard that all my life. It's when, we're planning a trip. When I went to Mexico, what the heck, you only live once, so why not? Or when you buy something that's really important to you, what the heck, you only live once, so why not? But when I saw this, it changed my perspective altogether. And I'm wondering what you think of this. We only live once, and the guy says, wrong. We only die once, and we live every day. Isn't that something? Isn't that cool? What do you think of this? Whoever's viewing me right now, what do you think of the idea of shifting our mindset to, we die once and we live every day? Wouldn't that make you think of life on a completely different perspective? What do you think? I know you're watching me now on YouTube. Hello, thanks for watching me on YouTube. Yes, I am streaming on YouTube. I'm streaming in my Facebook group, Women Who Want to Get Back in the Groove, and I'm also streaming on Facebook. By the way, if you don't know who I am, my name is Linda. I'm your Back in the Groove Again coach, and today is Mindset Monday, and this is the first mindset shift that I'm going to encourage you to consider. Is we die once, but we live every bloody day. If you thought about it, if you realize that you live every day, would you do things differently? Would you start maybe changing some of the ways that you do things? If you knew, and in fact, it's true, that you lived every day, that you every day is a brand new day for you to live in, that you live every day. Would you change things? Would you change what you do? I'm wondering, whoever's viewing me right now, would this change how you do things? Or could it possibly change how you do things? What do you think? I, normally on Monday mornings, I shared that on another post. I don't normally like Monday mornings, but in the last several months, I've really liked Monday mornings because I now have a different routine for Monday mornings. I started how I want to start it. I don't start it as early before. I usually, once I wake up, I do a bit of meditation in the morning, and then I'll meet my first client at 9 o'clock instead of at 8 o'clock when I used to meet them. So I've shifted the way that I do things, and I now do a mindful or mindset Monday on Mondays, and it makes me forces me in a sense to think of something different to present. So I start my Mondays differently. And I'm wondering if you knew that you only died once but lived every day, if that would change your mindset. I'm putting it out there. I'm throwing it out there. I'm hoping your suggestions or share how it might have shifted your perspective. And this is the second shift that I'm going to encourage you to do. The idea of sunk cost fallacy. Heard of this before. This is a new concept for me. And where did I see that? I think I might have seen it on a YouTube video on the weekend. And I read that and I'm just going to read it out loud for you because it might be a little bit small. Sunk cost fallacy. Humans are especially psychological effect doing something just because we've already invested our time, invested our effort into it. Very interesting concept that most of us fall into. I have fallen into it. And while I'm talking about some of my examples, I would like you to think of how you might have fallen for this fallacy. Now, there's an example here on the board. It says, this seemed like a good idea when I started. So years ago, many, many years ago now, I remember starting a third master development, and I've got a master's in education. Yeah, isn't that something? Thanks for sharing that. His name, I thought, wow, this is it. We have to start changing our mindset around it. So I did two masters, right? I got two masters. The last one is in education, and I started a third one. And I was actually in this third master's program for 4 bloody years until I got to a point, and that was this at the same time that I was going. I came to a point that I thought, oh, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. And somebody said to me, what do you have to prove? You've already got two bloody masters. What do you have to prove? I'm thinking, nothing. Well, I didn't say it like that. I said, in a different way. I try not to be vulgar on my lives, but I said, F it, really. Why am I doing this? And the minute that I made that decision, and this is just one example, weight came off my shoulders. And I was in that program for those 4 years, trying to prove that I could finish this bloody thing, right? Jesus, Murphy, I wasted so much energy. In other lives too, is when I decided finally to leave the job. Now, the job that I had in 2018, and I had that for 9 years as a career counselor, career coach, wasn't a bad job. You know what I mean? I worked with a great team. The environment was great. Everything was good about it, except I got to a point where I didn't want to do it anymore. And I had wanted to quit that job for years, years. Every morning I'm waking up going, oh God, I really don't want to go to work anymore. And I really felt that way. Have you ever felt that way before? Have you ever felt that way where this sunk cost fallacy, right? Because of that, because of thinking that we've invested our time. But when you think about it, when you think about it, and I'm going to go back to the previous slide here because that's what it kind of boils down to, doesn't it? We live every day and we only die once. So why do we keep doing things that we don't want to do or that we don't like doing? That is the question. And that is like the why, right? That's the shift that I want us to think about today on. We live every day. We live every day. We die once. And two is that sunk cost fallacy. Now, some of the reasons we might continue along this fallacy is because of our beliefs, because of our fears. Our fears might be holding us back from taking that plunge. You know, I had been wanting to be self-employed for a long time, and I have to admit, you know, it's not easy to be self-employed because I have to be really creative and I have to be really engaged with my audience. And this is, you know, one of the ways that I do it. So it's not like when I used to work full time and have a good salary, right? No, it's not the same thing, but it was that salary that kept me working there for years because I was afraid of being broke, being homeless. Now I'm not homeless. You know, I'm not homeless. I've never really been homeless, but these were all fears that were holding me back. This sunk cost fallacy. So I want you to be thinking about that. What is really stopping you from living your life every day? Could be part of this. Could be part of this. So I'm inviting you to consider shifting your mindset. And of course, um, making some decisions that will move you towards whatever it is that you truly, truly want for yourself. Now, this is just a short, just a really short live that I wanted to introduce to you today. These two concepts, they're not new concepts. They've been around for a while, but they were new to me and it helped me to shift my perspective. And I'm hoping that it helped you as well to shift your perspective. So I'm wondering, you're still here. Thanks for being here right now. What have these two concepts, the fact that you live every day, you die once, and this sunk low fallacy, how does that help you to look at things from a different perspective? Whoever's watching me right now, add a few things in the chat box. My cup of coffee. Anyways, give that some thought. Give that some thought. And also, tomorrow I'm going to be doing another live. So I'm hoping that you're able to join me tomorrow. It's a free live. It'll be on Facebook. It'll be to tell if you found your genius zone and how you can tell whether you found your genius zone or not. You know, after all, we live every day and one every day. That's what I want you to be thinking about. There's no need for that. No need for that. Now, sometimes making that shift takes a few months. I know a friend of mine who, and I'm sure this was not just, oh, all of a sudden I'm going to sell my house. No, it probably took a little while, you know, for her to make that decision. But once she decided, hi, Lisa. Hi, Lisa. Thanks for joining. What she decided, she sold her house and now she's living in a different part of the province of Ontario. So we might be brewing with different ideas, but decide, make that decision and make that shift. You only die once, but you live every day. Let's not get caught up with that that fallacy that I was talking about there a few seconds ago. I'm just going to share my screen with you one more time. That sunk cost fallacy, if you're just joining me now, that's what we were talking about, which prevents us, that sunk cost fallacy. So that's all I wanted to share with you today. Thank you so much for being here. Have yourself a wonderful Monday. Time to move these little things in our brains and to think about our day completely different, because in fact it is a completely different day than yesterday. It is not Groundhog Day, guys. Let's not make it Groundhog Day at all. Get out there and enjoy your day. Bye, everybody. See you soon, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow at 9:30 for the free live again. Bye now.